Okay. We're breathing. This might be a part two. Two parts. We're breathing. Here. And so when you're expanding your lungs, and you can feel it, your heart is beating right there. It's all happening right here. Heart chakra area. Solar plexus, heart, throat. You know what I mean? It goes in those three. And it's so interesting that yellow is here in the sky. Look at his yellow jacket. He's just like overthinking so much that he killed himself. Dramatic. Dramatic. Covered in a red blanket of love and passion. But yellow, so if we can start that way, so solar plexus is the what's the solar plexus? So if the sacral is your creativity and your emotional space, the solar plexus is your identity, self-acceptance. Because that's definitely one of the goals of the sacral moon ritual for November is self-acceptance, like literally accepting the self as who you are. Literally, that's it. As who you are right now in this moment. If you are a shitty person, accepting that. If you are a weak person, accepting that. If you're a confident person, accepting that. Accepting who you are right now. Stop trying to think your way out of who you are. Trying to overthink yourself out of who you are. Oh, I'm gonna justify why I chose what I chose. I do this too. I'm gonna justify why I chose what I chose. I'm gonna make it make sense. I'm gonna make it make sense for myself. I'm gonna make it make sense to the world, even though the world doesn't give a shit. I'm gonna make it make sense. I'm gonna make it make sense. Beating yourself up for choosing what you've chosen on your pathway. You know what I mean? On all the different paths that you have taken to get to this point. You have made the choices you made. What are you gonna do? The past is in the past. The past is in the past. There is nothing you can do about the past. The only thing you can do about the past is take the lesson that you learned from it, alchemize it, and transmute it, and moving it into the new reality that you're creating. That's the only way you can really work with the past. And at this point, honestly, I said this last week, please let it go. Now we're at a point where we're past mommy and daddy wounds, even though it's important. It's also like, let it go. We have stories and we have pains from all of our parents. We're always going to have a pain from our parents. Our childhood is always going to be pain in that reality. Because you're living in somebody else's time. You know what I mean? You didn't have full control over your life as a child. You didn't have control over what family you were born into when you came to the earth. You had no control over that. So, and this is what happens when you don't have control over something. Anything can happen to you because you don't have control. This is why people try to gain control back, because it's like, I'm not letting this shit happen to me. I'm not letting this shit happen to me. I'm going to control what's going on. Make sure that I have my full hand. I was like that too. Make sure I have my full hand and everything so I can control. And at the end of the day, again, who has the full control here? God flow. Again, but still, you had no control over how you were raised, who you were born, what family you were born into. So you need to let it go. And let it be just a brick in your foundation. It's not all the bricks either. That's the crazy thing, is that we take our pain, our trauma, especially from our childhood, and we create a whole foundation based off that, and we build up from there. How the fuck are you gonna do that? Your foundation is distorted already because you're using a storyline that you were not given. That you didn't choose, I should say. You were using a storyline that you were given and that you didn't choose to create a foundation, like creating the foundation of who you are today. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's like relationship goals. Oh, I like their relationship. I want my relationship to be just like theirs. How the fuck do you know what's going on in their relationship? You don't know. You're blindly like creating timelines for yourself that's like it's crazy because in the same way that you need to be blind so that you can live this life and kind of like be a little naive and a little bit like carefree so that you can like follow your pathway without any limitations, right? It's the same way that you can't hold on to it either because it's blindness. It's also like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So this is the thing too about the masculine and feminine integrations and harmony, is that there is no clear start and end. It's like a circle. Where does the circle begin and end? There is no clear place. It's like it's going and it's going and it's going, and even if we're going up and we're doing spiraling, and we're going outward, and we're not starting from zero, and we're going, what's the start point? There is no start point. Stop thinking your way and stop overthinking your way out of your blessings, because you're always faced constantly with the love that you seek constantly. I said that in one of my posts today on Instagram. Whether it's in the mirror to yourself, whether it's in other beings, whether it's in the creations that you create, you're always faced with the love that you seek. And every time you use your 10 of swords, you overthink your shit and you kill yourself for overthinking, you're snapping, you're ripping yourself from your blessing. You're destroying it. It's crazy. Stop doing that. All right, let's clarify. I'm just gonna pull 5 cards and see what it comes up, because I don't think we need to clarify. This is a really good reading. Ooh. Oh. A lot of swords. Oh my god. Yo. Okay. You know I like when that happens, right? So I'm gonna show you what came out because it's crazy. Pay attention, okay? Death. 9 of Swords. Page of Swords. Queen of Swords. 10 of Swords. And I like this because it starts out with the Death card, and it's kind of like we need to focus on killing the mind right now. Like, not killing it. I don't mean killing it like don't think about nothing, but we need to feel our way through this, and we need to feel our way through this so much to the point that all these swords came out after the Death card. Like, it needs to end. We need to stop trying to, this is the thing too, and this is like probably, I'm definitely gonna like integrate this into the ritual. Writing what we want, clarifying what we want, praying on our knees so hard, trying to conceptualize and understand what's going on here. We need to stop doing that. I'm sweating. We need to stop doing that. Because what it's doing is it's creating like this handbook or manual in your mind. And you know what the manual or instructions, open the package to build something and you're reading the instructions and it gets you through. But I'm sure if you channeled your intuition and your open mind, you can probably build what you were seeking to build, what you're wanting to build, without the instructions. I'm sure you can do it. It might be a little tricky, but it can get done. And it takes more time, but it can get done. That's the thing, is that we need to stop creating these manuals in our head and these rule books and these instructions in our mind based on our thinking process, trying to manifest something like love, align with love, because there is no, and that's why, like, and I don't mean like, say, when you think about being in a relationship or connection with someone who's literally harming you and hurting you, your mind does not like, get out of here, first, your heart is like, get out of here. Your heart is like, you don't, this is not working for you. It's not resonating. Your heart is broken. Get out of here. And then your mind has to match so that you can create the map, the rule book, the manual to get out. Remember in Enough, the movie, and it's one of my favorite movies, J-Lo's in it, where she's in the abusive relationship, and it starts out with her in this emotional, weak space. She's getting abused. She has this child, and the child is crossed in the abuse, and she's like emotionally attached to this husband of hers. And then she gets the power to leave. When she gets the power to leave, of course she uses her body, physical, right? So we have wands here, so we can definitely get into some working out. I keep saying that, and I'm not doing it. Using the body to build yourself up, but also she had to be strategic. She had to plan. But she had to start first in her emotional space of knowing that she couldn't be there anymore, of knowing that it was breaking her heart, it was breaking her family, it was breaking her child, it was just breaking down everything. And her heart had to tell her that first, and then her mind was like, let's make the plan and get out of here. We're trying to start with making the plan first. This is what the cards are saying. We're trying to start with making the plan first, using our mind, and then letting the heart follow. And that it doesn't work like that in this reality of love, in this space of love. You need to be able to get to the love and then figure out how to make it work. Which is interesting to me because lately I've been thinking a lot. It's interesting. I've been thinking a lot, especially in my dating world, but like I've been seeing a lot online too, where it's like, people usually know if they really want to date you or deal with you or like be your friend right away. There is no like space where it's like, oh, let me wait and see. Because in that waiting and seeing, what you're doing is you're trying to convince yourself. You're trying to have them convince you or prove to you or prove to yourself that this person should be here. And at that point, you're doing a lot of this. What are they doing for me? For me to love them? What are they doing for me to, accept them in my heart, accept them in my world? You're doing all that thinking, rather it being like, I like this person. They make me feel good. I really like them. They make me feel good. I want them around, period. And then from there, you figure out how you guys can harmonize together and work on your relationship. And even then, this is like continuously evolving and growing, and there is no end to that. It's no end. There is no start point or end point when it comes to like building this relationship with a person. It has to start in that emotional space. So if anybody in your world is kind of like unsure about you, it means no. Sorry. So I say this to myself too. It means no. Because if your emotional space is not pulling you to this person, it's not giving this person space in your life, you're not getting space in this person's life, you're not getting the love that you know you deserve from this person in general, it's no. It's no. And this has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with how they're perceiving and they're accepting love. Everything. Isn't that crazy? This reading was top tier here. Yo, see, I love when this happens. This is like makes me so excited. Let me take a picture. Remember last week it happened before? Oh, it didn't happen last week. It was just really cool. Because it was a soulmate card. Remember? Yes, it was a soulmate card, the renewal card, and something else. Wow. Too much thinking. You have to start in the heart space and then move into the mental space. Emotions first, mind second. And I think that's fair. And then when we see that's the emotions in the feminine in the November ritual, and then into the mind in December in the masculine ritual. So now we're in our Scorpio season energy. We are creating the passion and the roots and the love and the intensity and the commitment and the loyalty in Scorpio season. And then we move into Sagittarius, Capricorn season, and now we're creating, like, we're solidifying it based on our what we truly want and what pathways that we really want to take down the line. So we can use our mental agilities and capacities for that later, you know? But right now we need to feel our way through this. We need to feel it. So that means that we need to use our orgasms, we need to use our dancing, we need to use our food, we need to use our five senses. Okay? It's a beautiful reading. I loved it. I loved it. Look, I love it. I love. The sun is coming up. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna post this. I have so much to do. I want to sleep. I love to sleep, but I don't know if I can. Whatever. I hope that you enjoy your week. I hope that this resonated. Let me know in the comments if it did or not. Let me know which came up for you. Share it with the world. I hope that you enjoy the Scorpio season, because it's really something. It's really something. Okay. I love you. I hope you love yourself. Say it to yourself today in the mirror. I love me. I love you. See you.